What's not a point of conjecture is the sequestration that is going to happen. I have to tell you, I was a little disturbed by your answer to Representative Blackburn's questions about sequestration. You're giving us the impression that the president's budget for 2013 actually included those sequestration cuts?
I'm sorry, no. The president's budget includes specific targeted reductions that would make sequestration unnecessary to achieve the same end. Sequestration is an approach of across-the-board reductions for all activities.
Wait, sequestration, you can't just say it's not necessary. I mean, it's a law. The president signed it. Surely he remembers that.
And the policy of the Office of Management Budget of the administration is to work with the Congress to find specific reductions and avoid a across-the-board approach to finding savings.
Well, okay. Sequestration starts when? January 1st of 2013? And what are the efforts that are ongoing now in working with the Congress to identify? You've got 8% of your discretionary budget, if I understand things right. Does that sound right, 8% that you have to cut?
CBO estimates, right, just roughly 8% would be not just for HHS, but across discretionary spending, non-defense discretionary spending.
Well, that's a lot more than the reductions that are proposed in the president's budget for 2013, correct?
That's correct. The president's budget proposes a mix of, and not just in HHS, but government-wide, a mix of discretionary reductions, mandatory reductions, and other,
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way the law reads, the law that the president signed, is the sequestration comes from HHS, right?
No, the law enacted created a committee to find specific savings. Sequestration was a backstop to that. The administration's position is to
Well, yeah, that was a super committee. They failed. We all got that. They fell to earth. So January 1st, you've got to come up with 8% in cuts in your agency. How are you proposing to do that?
The way sequestration is modeled is to have a strict across-the-board reduction as opposed to the targeted savings that the administration's budget proposals would.
And are you preparing for those across-the-board reductions within your agency? You're the budget director, right? Or the assistant budget director?
I am, and the focus is on working with Congress to identify specific reductions as opposed to relying on across the board.
So what specifically have you done to work with Congress? You got 6 months before this thing kicks in. Mr. Chairman, I beg some indulgence. You've given other people extra time. This is of critical importance, and this committee...
Gentleman asked for unanimous consent for another 30 seconds.
Right. Could the gentleman please answer the question? What have you done to work with this committee, this Congress, in order to avoid that 8% across-the-board reduction that you're going to see January 1st?
Well, the president submitted a budget in February that has a number of proposals and seeks to work with the Congress to have those proposals be enacted.
With all due respect, that budget was pure fantasy. It did not garner a single vote on the House of Representatives on either the Republican or Democratic side. I think we're going to have to do better than that. Would you not agree with that?
I would agree we have a long way to go. And
so what is your proposal to work with this committee and Congress to avoid the sequestration across the board cuts, to identify those areas of savings and or cuts that can occur?